Okie dokie, how's it going, everyone? Something tells me this video quality is a little bit off today. I don't know what's going on. Let me try and fix it. There we go. Is that better? Unfortunately, it doesn't seem very good, does it? Maybe it's that window behind me. What if I just flip this over? Slightly awkward, but better than nothing, I suppose. Sorry, guys. A little bit disorganized. I tried doing this from a different room today, and clearly having some issues. Let's go like this. Here we go. Sorry about that. I'll just kneel on my knees. I didn't think of that window until right now. I'll just sit on my knees for this video. It's gonna be a pretty short one anyway, so. Well, despite some initial disorganizedness, here we are, episode number 50, what is this, 51, 52? 52, I believe it is, of Azren's Journal. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're new to this segment on my YouTube channel, it's pretty straightforward. It's a segment where I talk about my personal language learning journey and, of course, give you guys a whole bunch of different language learning tips. So I think the first thing I want to talk about is just the title of this video, which is actually inspired by how my day is going right now, which is that language learning is boring, ... until it isn't. And this is something I was thinking about today. So I think that when you're learning another language, what tends to happen is many of the things that you have to do in order to achieve any level of fluency, it's often boring. Often the stuff you have to do is not necessarily very fun. Or sometimes it's not very boring, but it's scary. Or sometimes it's difficult. Or sometimes the things you have to do are anything but enjoyable. I'll give you some examples. In order to learn a language, often, if not always, you're going to have to do some kind of conversation practice. You're going to have to talk to other people. And guess what? Some of you, or many of you maybe watching this video here, probably find it scary and challenging to go talk to people. And you don't like making mistakes. You don't like sounding dumb in quotations. There's a lot of challenges like that. In fact, even me, literally, I'm going to read something to you right now. This happened to me a couple days ago. Actually, yesterday, not even a couple days ago. So I posted on my Instagram story of me like stretching because I'm pretty diligent lately about my physical activity. And I posted a picture of me stretching with this Chinese drama that I'm watching in the background. And my Taiwanese friend basically sends me a message that translates to, I want to see you. Lately, it's very popular. And what she meant is, oh, there's a drama called I Want to See You, and lately this drama has been very popular. I read it and I was like, what? I was like, oh, I thought she wants to see me, and lately I have no time to see this person, and I'm just so popular. And I'm like, all right. And I was like, hey, you should like come out to like blah, 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 blah. We should meet up. Hey, what are you doing on Friday? We should meet up, blah, 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 blah. And then she basically goes like, that's the name of a series, buddy. And I was like, oh, you didn't really want to hang out? It was super awkward. I remember I could feel in my body right now how I felt making that mistake. I could feel it inside my body. And I felt that, as I'm sure many of you have felt that, multiple times. But that's something we have to do in order to learn another language. Sometimes it's not necessarily embarrassing or I guess embarrassing. Sometimes it's not embarrassing. Sometimes we just have to do things we don't like. So, I mean, I'll give you an example. I want to have a very, very fluent level in Mandarin. I've shared this multiple times over the years. I've been learning Mandarin for 5 years, approximately, give or take, on and off. And when it comes to Mandarin, like right now and throughout the whole process, I've never liked actually printing. My printing in Mandarin is absolutely garbage. It's not very good. And it's really tough for me. And it's something that has improved at an extremely slow pace. And for me to actually get better at writing, there's only one way to do it. The only way to do it is for me to do writing practice. I don't like writing practice. I don't like printing characters. It's boring. I can't focus. I get super ADD. I want to do something else. I'm like, oh, it's so messy. Then my teacher tells me it's written so messily. Then my friends tell me, oh, I can tell you struggle with blah, blah, blah character because you wrote it like this. Clearly some experience I've had. So I don't like it at all. And my whole life since I was 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, I've never liked printing. But if I want to learn it, I have to do it. And I struggle to make myself do it. Lately, the past 2 weeks, I've been pretty good because I basically found a little bit of a hack. During my Mandarin class at the university, I do a lot of writing practice during the class. So I'm doing about 3 hours, a little bit less than 3 hours of writing, maybe 2.5 hours of writing every week. I don't like it, but if I want to learn it, I have to do it. And so often it's boring or unenjoyable, or at least portions of it can be not fun. And the challenge for all of us is we have to figure out, how do we make ourselves do the things that are not necessarily fun? How do you do that? Sometimes we can make the not fun things more fun, and that we can get ourselves to do it. Sometimes the not fun things can be avoided. Maybe you don't like grammar, and so you settle for the fact that you're going to make grammar mistakes when you speak and when you communicate. And you're fine with that. You're like, you know what? I don't want to sound perfect. It's fine because I hate doing grammar study. Maybe you can force yourself through accountability. I do this. I mean, I pay too much money. Well, not too much money, but I pay more money than many language learners towards my languages because I know I need classes. I know I need someone to keep me in line. The same way a lot of us have personal trainers for fitness because they keep us in line. They keep us motivated. They force us, in quotations, they give us an extra accountability. Maybe, and there's different ways to do it, but we have to figure out when there's those elements of language learning that we don't like, because we're all going to find those things. We have to figure out, what do we do to make it less boring, less unenjoyable, more enjoyable? What do we do? Do we just ignore it? We have to find some solution. And as I said before, sometimes the solution will be simply not doing that aspect of language learning, and we're not just kind of ignore it or not prioritize it. And by figuring a lot of those out, that's where language learning starts to get fun. Hence the title of this video of it's boring until ... it's not, right? It's boring until it's not, because got a text. It's boring until it's not. My legs are starting to hurt because once you start to figure out, change positions. Once you start to figure out a lot of the difficult points, or the more boring points, or unenjoyable points, and you start to get good at them, it's more fun. It's like if you suck at speaking and conversing, despite having maybe a strong reading and writing level, once you start to get good at speaking, it's fun because you start to make friends. People start to compliment you. You are able to travel abroad. You're able to actually watch TV shows. You're able to watch videos online. You're able to engage in content. You're able to do all sorts of great things. But before that moment, you've got to go through a lot of that crap before the kind of rewards end up coming, and you end up seeing those kinds of rewards. And I think that's a challenge that a lot of us language learners face. The final thing I'll share in this little episode, this short 10, 12 minute, we'll see how long this video goes, but probably 10 or 12 minutes. The final thing I'll share here is just a random little life note. So today's Thursday as I'm recording this. It is January 23rd as I'm recording this, 2020. And it's funny how in my line of work, and I think many people who are self-employed can probably relate, there's different types of days that you have. So like myself, I've got days that are very people heavy, and I've got days that are not people heavy. Yesterday was a people heavy day. I literally had 7.5, 8. I think I had 9 or 10 hours of just back-to-back meetings and classes. Like that's a lot. That's a lot of different people that I saw. And those kinds of days drive me. Like they energize me. I really like them. And today was a day where I have like 3 people I'm going to see teaching classes wise and such. And the rest was behind my laptop and phone with, like, as I said, a text message came through. Literally text, email, email, lesson prep this, lesson prep that, fill out this sheet, remind such and such tutor to send me that, call. I actually have one call, which I'm looking forward to, right? Talk to, text this particular new student. Oh, new email came from a new student. He needs a quote. Let's send a quote. And those kinds of days are important for me, and they're what allows the business to run and what allows it to operate. but it's not necessarily my favorite kind of day. And it definitely, oh, my knees. All right, sorry, I'm not kneeling. And they're definitely make me more lethargic and things like that. It reminds me of my window cleaning business days. In the window cleaning business when I ran it, we had two different types of what do you call it? I guess main tasks. We had what we call marketing and production. Production was actually cleaning the windows. And then there's the marketing side, which is like the selling side. So you have customers to service. There's obviously other things too, like administrative work and other types of tasks too. But we often talked about marketing and production. Those are two pillars we talked heavily about. And it's funny how a lot of people preferred production over marketing or marketing over production. I was someone who preferred, in that world, I preferred marketing over production because I didn't really like window cleaning per se. And in this world, in my current world, it's funny, while I love the production side, I do the teaching side in my world, right? I do enjoy it. I do like it. I love it, actually. It's a lot of fun for me. I enjoy doing it. But at the same time, and I do enjoy the marketing side too, but it's funny for me. It's funny to see how now a lot of the behind the scenes marketing and lesson prep, they're not like my favorite things of all time. But I have to do them. And it's just interesting, right? When you're self-employed, the stuff you have to do you don't like, the stuff you have to do that you like, and it's interesting little mix. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. My knees are killing me from sitting here. They're not killing me, but they're getting my legs are getting a bit sore, I suppose. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. See you later. Bye-bye.